Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. I am your host, Kiana Canada. Welcome back to the Kiana Canada Show. Before we get into today's topic, let's hit that subscribe button. Just don't forget to subscribe, share, and remember that when you do this, that your likes and your shares, what it does is it pushes videos up in the algorithm. It tells the algorithm that videos like this are important. But we should be reminded that just because videos like this are not pushed up in the algorithm, that does not mean that videos like this are not important. Also, please subscribe and follow me on Facebook by searching for my name, Kiana Canada. Today, we are going to be talking about Elon Musk's X platform. If you haven't heard, the European Commission recently fined X. So we'll get into that background. On 18th December 2023, the Commission opened formal proceedings to assess whether X may have breached the Digital Services Act in areas linked to the dissemination of illegal content and the effectiveness of the measures taken to combat information manipulation. In 2024, the Commission adopted preliminary findings that covered the use of deceptive design, the lack of advertising transparency, and insufficient data access for researchers. As for the information manipulation, the Commission states in its press release there is still an open investigation into this matter. This month, the European Commission fined X 120 million euros for breaching its transparency obligations under the DSA. To reiterate, the breaches include the deceptive design of its blue check mark, the lack of transparency of its advertising repository, and the failure to provide access to public data for researchers. The Commission argues X's use of the blue check mark for verified accounts deceives users. It further argues that this violates the DSA obligation for online platforms to prohibit deceptive design practices on their services. On X, anyone can pay to obtain this verified status without the company meaningfully verifying who is behind the account, making it difficult for users to judge the authenticity of the accounts and the content which they engage. This deception exposes users to scams, including impersonation frauds, as well as other forms of manipulation by malicious actors. While the DSA does not mandate user verification, it clearly prohibits online platforms from falsely claiming the users have been verified when no such verification took place. Moreover, the Commission found X's advertisement repository failed to meet the transparency and accessibility requirements of the DSA. Accessible and searchable ad repositories are critical for researchers and civil society to detect scams, hybrid threat campaigns, coordinated information operations, and fake advertisements. The Commission found X incorporates design features and access barriers, such as excessive delays in processing, which undermine the purpose of ad repositories. It also found X's ad repository lacks critical information, such as the content and topic of the advertisement, as well as the legal entity paying for it. This hinders researchers and the public from independently scrutinizing those risks of online advertising. So, as a consequence, X failed to meet its DSA obligations to provide researchers with access to the platform's public data. As another example, X's terms of service prohibit eligible researchers from independently accessing its public data, including through scraping. Moreover, X's process for researchers the access to public data imposes unnecessary barriers, effectively undermining researchers into these systemic risks that they find themselves in. One should note this is the first non compliance decision under the DSA. According to the press release, X has 60 working days to inform the Commission of the specific measures it intends to take to bring to an end the infringement of Article 25.1 of the DSA related to the deceptive use of the blue check marks. X has 90 working days to submit to the Commission an action plan setting out the necessary measures to address the infringements of Article 39 and Article 40, 12 of DSA relating to advertising repository to the access to public data for researchers. From what I understand, the Board of Digital Services is given 1 month from receipt of X's action plan to give its opinion. The Commission will have another month to give its final decision and set a reasonable implementation period. As stated by the Commission, if X fails to comply with or if it fails to comply and is, non-compliant still with that decision, that may lead to a periodic payment penalty. So what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? I think this is necessary. This is a necessary step for the Commission to take as it relates to the X platform. We know that most people, well, not most people, but there is a large percentage of people on the platform that have these blue check marks. And as the Commission found, some of those accounts are illegitimate. They're not real people behind those accounts. And so if they're not real people behind the accounts and they have a blue check mark, then that means that this blue check marking process is really, I think, a way to bring in more income to the platform rather than verifying who's really on the platform. Now, I know that there are different levels of check marks. So you have like the blue check marks for people who are verified users. You have, I think, gold check marks for verified organizations and verified persons in the media. And I think you have silver check marks for official people, such as like the president or, politicians. So I have to support the European Commission on this one. Anybody can pay for those check marks, and that does not mean that those counts are verified. And someone could be masquerading behind that account under a blue verified check mark and not even be the person that owns that account. So say, for instance, somebody could say they're Beyonce and then have a blue check mark, and then people can think, that's just an example. I'm pretty sure like celebrities have a different check mark, but that's just an example, right? Somebody could say that they're a person with this check mark, and the community thinks that that is a verified account of a celebrity or somebody whose account is verified, and the evidence demonstrates that it's not. So what do you think? Do you think that the Commission took the right step in fining X 120 million euros? Do you think that that was the right step? Do you think that Elon Musk, under this, the X platform, of course, that's being operated and ran by Elon Musk, do you think that he is going to comply? Do you think he's going to pay the money? Or do you think that this is going to be a battle with the European Commission and Elon Musk, where there is possibly these two at loggerheads because Elon Musk has decided he does not want to pay? Or do you think, you know what, he makes billions of dollars and 120 is like nothing to him and he'll pay that quickly? All these things I want to know. We'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.